Welcome back to another video analysis. This one we've got Colton, and he's got a pretty good tantrum attempt here. The theory of what you're doing is excellent. One thing that I do want to note there, Colton, before we get into this, is in this picture here, your boat doesn't look totally even on the setup, right? Now, if you're doing that on purpose because you want to use a clean wake and a slower speed, that's fine, but remember that the wake is wider when you do that. But I'm going to assume that you think that your wake's even, which you need it to be because that gives you the shape that you want to go up and over it. And B, you've gone through the checklist of all the things that you should do before a tantrum. You've got good timing, you've got good edges. So we're going to assume that you're amazing at everything wakeboarding wise and you're set up for this tantrum. And I really like the tantrum attempts. If we get into it, remembering that with a tantrum, you're going to let your edge off, right? Which you do. When you let your edge off, you're going to lose some of your momentum. So if you want the energy of a 4 when you get to the top of the wake, and you're going to lose, let's say like you lose a 2 of energy when you change edge, when you flatten off, you really need to get on a 6 or thereabouts, so that when you let off, you've still got that energy to get you up and over for the trick and to clear the wake. Because, this to me looks like you're really trying to wake attempt. What I see here is pretty awesome. Okay, so, but you've got, let's call this, like a nice, we'll call it a 5, okay? You've got a nice 5 on the approach. And I like how you come out of the turn, the line stays tight, and you build this edge. But if you look here, I'm going to say you're 2 yards before the spray line, and you've got that 5 right there. You're changing edge, like you're coming off your edge. So you've got all of this distance in the coasting period of the trick, right? And so you lose a lot of your momentum that's going to help you clear the wake in this period here because you've let off. Now you want to let off, but just not this early. If you're comfortable with this tempo, and we're calling this a 4 or a 5, if you're comfortable in that tempo, stick with it, because ultimately with the tantrum, there's a lot of things you can do wrong, and it's all about confidence, okay? And sure, there's like technique and advice in there, but like if you just feel like you're charging hard and things are going well, like you're gonna land this, because this is overall a pretty good attempt, and these are minor details. Okay, so this little 4 or 5 that you've got out wide here, you just need to hold it longer. So like just think about holding it into the spray line so you don't lose so much in that edge change period of the trick. Okay, I like that the backhand is off early because it helps you square up for the trick. I really like that. But this is the critical bit. If you go from here to here, your shoulders are being thrown backwards into the trick, right? Now, what I would like you to add into that is I prefer to make sure that you're taking the trick up, but because it's a good attempt, we don't want to reinvent the wheel here, but your body height here is the same here. Like there's no real upward push. So even if you feel that you have to throw it back with your head, right? You still need to increase, your body height using your quads to help, push against the energy to send you up and over. Okay, so just adding like some body height from this period here to this period here is going to help out with the trick, okay? And then it's a good attempt because the energy that you've created doesn't compact you at all, right? So you're resisting that energy, and that's why you get pushed up and over pretty well. But just those little finer details with holding your edge longer and making sure that you get some leg extension to push against that energy will help pop you up and over. And then like as you're coming around, here, like you're looking at your landing, and like I said, don't reinvent the wheel with this. Once you get comfortable and that you're clearing the wake, if you did this and it was a little bit more efficient in the up and over the wakes, like you're riding out of this. Like I really like this attempt. There are minor details that you can add in to help you with this. I wouldn't worry about things that people say about the handle and you know, you're just going to rotate around the line. You know, you being fussy gets a little high, but I wouldn't even worry about that. I would just carry momentum longer and make sure you get like a little bit of like height from the base to the top of the wake, and you're going to be up and over like no worries. This is a great attempt. Good luck on your next one.